Hello. I hope you're all doing well. And if not, I at least hope that your night improves. Sorry that took me like a little bit longer to like usually I'm like here and ready within like 5 minutes, but it took me like 10 this time. Because I realized I wanted to grab before stream, and I forgot to. I wanted to grab before stream a different body spray from like my collection of like scents that I have. I decided to go grab a different body spray, and it took me a few minutes to go look through those and decide on which one I wanted to smell like today. And I chose on one that smells like a snickerdoodle, which is one of my favorite cookies. I love snickerdoodles. They're delicious. Because I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling like, lately I've been feeling like holiday vibes. Which doesn't, like, that I haven't been looking forward to holiday season for like years, so. But I'm excited this year, so. But yeah, I went to go finish making my cup of tea here before stream. I have a nice cup of Lapsang Souchong again. And I know I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly. But yeah. Delicious. I added a tiny splash of milk today. And it is absolutely delicious. Alrighty. And tonight as I posted, I forgot to update the title, didn't I? Yes, I did. My bad. Ah well, it still applies. Tonight we're going to be using the Seasons of the Witch Tarot. Again, the Winter Tarot. Along with Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. And this. I pulled out this for the first time in like probably over a fucking year. We're gonna use this because I like this book. We're gonna use the book tonight, which I haven't used in like ages. Alrighty. Alright, let's see. What message do you got for us tonight? Nope. Okay. There's an extra card. Might as well just pull a fifth. We got 4 anyway. Might as well get a 5th one. Okay. Okay. Oh no, I just saw that. Alright, what's our sideways card? It's the 8 of Cups, which is sideways. Great. Great. Alright, and do you want to be upright? Because of course you do. So we got that. The 9 of Swords reversed. The Tower reversed. Woo. We got Death that went sideways. Which direction? You want to go upright. Alrighty. And what are you? The Winter Star. Okay. Do you want to be upright or reversed? Okay. Interesting. Alright, so we got 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords reversed, Tower reversed. Yes, there will be a queue for readings. I'm just doing the opening collectives really quick, but it will be open here shortly, yes. Got 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords reversed, the Tower, or apparently as I tried to call it a few seconds ago, the Tarot. We got the Tower reversed, Death, and the Star. Now you're all good, no worries. Also, hello. So, there is essentially like okay, so given the Tower here and how I usually see the Tower, for me, because I do shadow work readings, the Tower is usually indicative of trauma. Trauma. The Tower is trauma. So normally the 8 of Winter Cups, or the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Cups here would be like, kind of pointing towards like needing to walk away from something and like just kind of needing to like leave something behind and leave something in the past, which that does apply here, but also like leaving something in the past, and I'll get into that one in a moment about what needs to be left in the past. But going along with that, like, Tower, going along with the presence of, like, the Tower and the 9 of Swords here and the Star, I get the sense that this is more so the sense, more so in the context of, like, abandonment. There's a bit of like a fear of abandonment and just kind of perhaps some feelings of abandonment that might be present for you here, in relation to just kind of like old traumatic events. And it's just kind of been perhaps causing you to close yourself off and just leading to feelings of isolation, and loneliness. Aside from that, though, what does need to be left behind are those, if you are dealing with those sorts of feelings, doing your best to work through those and just kind of leaving behind those feelings that aren't serving you anymore. And also leaving behind all of just the negativity, the anxiety, the fear, the doubts, the worries, just literally everything that keeps you up at night. Alright? Everything that keeps you awake at night. Everything that weighs heavily on you. Everything that just kind of weighs you down. Alright? It's time to start working through that. And working through all of this old trauma from past events. And beginning to just kind of deal with it in more constructive ways that aren't leading to self-sabotage. And along with that, like, tower reversed energy, the tower and death together are both signaling, like, massive changes, okay? There's massive transformation ahead, alright? There is massive transformation ahead. And a lot of healing ahead for you, alright? And, like, yeah, it's scary. It's scary. And shit in general out there is just scary right now, and all that is valid. All the things that you're feeling are valid. All the things that you're feeling are valid. So remember not to shove them away. Remember not to just repress them or suppress them. Remember to just kind of allow them the space to exist so that you can just kind of sit with them and work through them a little here, okay? And remember, the tower at its core is all about setting better foundations for yourself, okay? It's about setting better foundations for yourself. But sometimes you kind of have to break through the rotten foundation to actually begin to build better foundations for yourself. That way you're not building on top of cracked, crumbling foundations. Building something up only for future disappointment again when that lightning strikes. And by lightning, I mean drama. So focus on your healing. Prioritize your healing. Prioritize setting better foundations for yourself, creating something better for yourself, okay? Also, hello. Okay. I was about to say, since we got 5 tarot cards, I might as well pull 2 more cards. So I apologize. I'm still quite stuffy and sniffly because weather. Weather still be cold out there, man. Alright, we got gatherings and bear medicine. Card 17 and card 1. Gather, gather, festive witches, speak of joy and drink to wishes. Take one, give two, celebrating all blisses. Keywords are exchange, gifts, and festivity. For our ancestors, every day became a celebration of life. We have lost the drive for survival in this way. Today, social media and the hustle are our main priorities, so much so that it's easy to forget the joy of festivity and celebrate how precious life is. Times may be different than for our ancestors, but that doesn't mean times aren't hard for us too. Lean on your community for support. They are there to lift your spirits when you're down, to celebrate your wins, and to love you just because you exist. This card invites you to spend time with your community. Call on your friends and family, or go out and build new relationships. Receiving this card is also a strong sign that 2 is better than 1. Partnerships are favored. 2 or more people will bring a much stronger chance of success for your situation. Additionally, this card tends to come to a reading when large gatherings, such as weddings and births, are imminent. This message is even more significant if you also pulled the Merriment card. Alrighty. So, remember that it's okay to lean on people for support. Especially, like, now more than ever, alright? Shit's scary out there, and it's even scarier when you feel like you gotta do that shit alone. And then we have... Exactly. And yes, it really has. It's been... Oh, the lows up here have been in the 20s. And it's been, like, getting real cold at night. Alright. There is no tomorrow without the healing of the past, for in stillness you shall find yourself right where you are. Keywords are hibernation, meditation, and healing. You are such a strong, sacred soul, but even the strong need time to rest. Making space for solitude and healing is not a sign of weakness, but self-preservation and self-worth. It shows a deep love and honoring of your most sacred treasure. You. That is why healers, shamans, gurus, and guides the world over make alone time such a priority. Having a meditative practice allows you to heal mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. You have pulled the Bear Medicine card because you will find guidance, understanding, and healing for your situation in moments of solitude. You will begin to see things from a different perspective once you've had time to recharge your batteries. Your problem may even present itself in an entirely new light after some self-reflection. So, in other words, create some time for yourself. Create some time and space for yourself to do some self-reflection and introspection. And do some shadow work. Hello. I'm just doing collective readings really quick, but I will be opening the queue here shortly. Alright, let me get the book. Alright. What message you want to add here? Oh god. Challenge. Love yourself as much as you want someone else to. Okay. First of all, how dare? So, in other words, book says love yourself, bitch. Alrighty. So I hope that message helped for whoever needed to hear it. That one was definitely a bit of a call out for me. Thanks, book. Thanks, book. Alright. We got one more collective here. And then I will open the cube. Let me just enjoy some of my tea here. Alrighty. Hey, Phantom Punk. I've been doing alright. How have you been doing? Alright. Let's see. What message you got for us? Well, that's good at least. Excuse you, card. Just flipped over but didn't come out. Alright. I like how these are all like, these are sideways and then this one just kind of chose a pretty clear direction, but I'm still gonna, don't go sideways. Thank you. Alright. Oh boy. We got self-reflection, which is the judgment card of this deck. Alright, we got 10 of Pentacles. What direction you wanna go? Went sideways again. Alright. We're putting you upright. You landed mostly upright there. Oh, we got this Ace of Swords. Excuse you. Thank you. Alright. I'm actually gonna put that right there. Okay. So. It's time to just kind of do some self-reflection and do some introspection. And create those moments for yourself to create those moments of like peace and quiet so that you can just kind of get the clarity you need to just kind of see the path ahead, all right? And see things in like a different way, from a new light. In a new light, from a different perspective, all right? And that's in terms of like the goals and the things that you're working towards here, all right? As you're trying to just kind of like one moment, I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to word this exactly. you might be looking forward a little bit too much, like looking ahead a little bit too much, focusing on the end goal and the destination rather than what's in the present, right? Like, it's okay to look ahead and just kind of like think about how you want that journey to look for you, how you want that path to look for you, how you like hope to have those goals and that success manifest in your life, all right? Like, that's completely fine. But also, don't forget to, in the moment, focus on what you can do to begin creating that for yourself, all right? It's kind of just, you know, like, focus on the journey, not the destination sort of vibes. But yes, reflect on things. Ask yourself, you know, like, what is it that you really want to create for yourself? What is it that you want to find success in? What abundance and success do you want to create for yourself? What do you want that to look like? This is a collective. The queue isn't open yet. It will be after this, though. But yeah, like, ask yourself, you know, like, what you want that success and abundance in your life to look like. What is it that you want to create in your life? What do you want that journey to look like for you? That path to look like for you? And, like, how can you begin to create that success, that security, that abundance for yourself? All right? In the moment, how can you begin to start creating that? What is working for you and what isn't working for you? And if something isn't working for you, can you adjust it? Is there something you can do to realign it and actually make it work? All right, we got feasting. Let us feast upon the nourishing and be thankful for thy feast. Nor here, nor there, yet everywhere it be. Keywords are having enough, nourishment, and providing. In ancient times, there would have been a lot of worry during the winter season. Your ancestors would have had to conserve as much food as possible, fearing their families wouldn't have enough to survive. When Yule came around, your ancestors would drink and celebrate as a signal of faith in the brighter days to come. Most of the modern world doesn't need to worry about having enough food. Well, These days, yeah, kinda. We kinda do again, especially in the US. But the fear of not having enough still exists in different ways. You are being guided to challenge your limiting beliefs around scarcity. You can be generous with your time and resources, knowing that what you give will be returned tenfold. Allowing yourself to give despite your concerns lets the universe know you will be provided for. The more you trust in having enough, the more the universe rewards this faith with more abundance. Do not sacrifice moments to nourish your mind, body, and soul because of fear. As you confront your limiting beliefs, more pathways to wealth will be provided to you. So yes, also, as this card says, check in, rather than scarcity, it says like check in with limiting beliefs around scarcity. I would rephrase that as, because they often go hand in hand, check in with your limiting beliefs around scarcity, and also check in with your limiting beliefs around abundance. Okay? Because fear of failure and fear of success all too frequently go hand in hand. So reflect on how you might kind of be getting in your own way and sabotaging yourself and your own success and your experience of abundance as well. All right. All right. Alrighty. Let's see. Full moon ritual. Make your wishes come true with the following full moon ritual. You will need a magnet, 7 cloves, a yellow envelope or piece of fabric, a yellow envelope or piece of fabric or paper for wrapping. On the next full moon, go outside and lay out the magnet surrounded by the cloves. It's essentially attracting abundance to you. Look up at the moon and make your wish. Bring these items in before sunrise and wrap them in your yellow item. As you wrap them, focus on your wish magnetizing towards you. Carry this magical vessel with you for the next moon cycle, and your wish should come true before the next full moon. Okay. So, kind of going in line with about how to just kind of open yourself up to actually experiencing abundance. And about how you can just kind of like manifest those things in your life, right? And like, if you are someone who does, like, who is a practitioner, or someone who believes in the power of ritual, because you don't necessarily have to believe in magic. If you are someone who believes in the power of ritual, you know, maybe try that out. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and open the queue here. Alright. Queue is open. You may go ahead and join now. Oof. Hiccups. Alright, let me take a drink of my tea here. Okay. You're up first here, Phantom Punk. Are you ready? Okay. Let's see. What have we got for you tonight? Hello. Yep, jeez. Dropping half the deck because I'm trying to put it down, apparently. Alright. Two of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. And Initiate of Swords. Initiate is Page. So there's definitely some fresh energy coming your way here, both with the Ace of Pentacles and with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is kind of like fresh perspectives and like just kind of like renewed clarity. All right. And that's going in line with, you know, like just the new fresh energy, fresh opportunities here coming with that Ace of Pentacles energy, all right? And that is in regards to the Two of Cups here, all right? That reversal was being called on a little bit there, so I don't know if there was just kind of like... And again, this doesn't have to be romantic, but some partnership of some kind, whether that was a romantic or like a friendship or just like you know, like a relationship with like a family member or even just, you know, like co-workers and stuff, all right? There was some sort of like a disconnection of some sort or a lack of connection that was kind of that might be being called on a little bit with that Two of Cups reversal energy, all right? So there's going to be like some just kind of renewed sort of like energy and like some just like fresh insight and perspectives and just kind of like ideas with the in regards to like relationships and connections, all right? And that could even just mean with yourself. So well, yeah. Just connections of some kind. What sort of connection? Perhaps yet to be determined, but okay. We got the feasting card again. All right. We're gonna read it again, even though we just read it, but that's okay. Let us feast upon the nourishing and be thankful for thy feast. Nor here nor there, yet everywhere it be. Keywords are having enough, nourishment, and providing. In ancient times, there would have been a lot of worry during the winter season. Your ancestors would have had to conserve as much food as possible, fearing their families wouldn't have enough to survive. When Yule came around, your ancestors would drink and celebrate as a signal of faith in brighter days to come. Most of the modern world doesn't need to worry about having enough food, but the fear of not having enough still exists in different ways. Yeah, that can also kind of be emotionally as well, you know? Just feeling unsupported and, feeling like you're not getting enough emotionally either. So, maybe you'll just feel more fulfilled emotionally. Whether that be through a renewed connection with yourself, or, a connection of some sort with someone else. You are being guided to challenge your limiting beliefs around scarcity. You can be generous with your time and resources, knowing that what you give will be returned tenfold. Allowing yourself to give despite your concerns lets the universe know you will be provided for. Yeah, hell yeah. The more you trust in having enough, the more the universe rewards this faith with more abundance. Do not sacrifice moments to nourish your mind, body, and soul because of fear. As you confront your limiting beliefs, more pathways to wealth will be provided to you. Alrighty. And we got the book. If you want to, if there's a number you feel called to, go ahead and let me know. And I'll just turn to whatever page. To give you a range, there is page 10 to page page 10 to page 507. So 10 through 507. If there's a number in between that range that calls to you, alrighty. 15. The Oracle wants you to be clear on your intentions. Chew on some celery seeds to bring the magic of ultimate focus. That's funny, going in line with that energy of the Page of Swords. Chewing on celery seeds, huh? Never heard of that one. But regardless of that, like, little tidbit about chewing on celery seeds, also just kind of like, just be clear, like, get clear on what it is that you want. And what you might be looking for. Yeah. So I hope that message helped. Good. I'm glad. Of course. Thank you for stopping by. You've done hiccups again. Okay. It's your turn, Ace, if you're ready. Also, is it okay if I call you Ace? Or would you rather be called Kizakura? Okay. Okay, let's see what we got for you. Those stuck together there. So, let's... try it again. Okay, apparently they just want to fucking stick together. So you know what? We're taking it. I like how the deck just goes no. Alright. We got 10 of Wands. Master of Cups, which is King of Cups reversed. And the Lovers. Great. Alright, so there is definitely just kind of, with that 10 of Wands energy, there are definitely some things that are weighing really, really heavily on you and just kind of overwhelming you and just becoming like overburdening, alright? And like there are some heavy emotions here that you're carrying with this King of Cups reversal energy. Like, this is kind of giving heartbreak sort of vibes, alright? Like, this is like heartbreak sort of vibes, alright? Like, I don't know if this is something that, like, you're dealing with currently or, like, pointing towards some situation in the past, alright? But regardless of that, alright? Like, you have the winter lovers here, the lovers, rather. This deck is just themed around winter. So, like, there are connections to be made here, alright? There are connections to be made here. There are, like, significant connections to be made here with the Lovers card, alright? But, the key to a solid relationship any relationship, not just romance, is communication. All right? Communication is key. So if you have someone that you're trying to, if you have someone in your life that you can rely on, like, that can help you carry this burden, this is kind of your sign to just reach out to them, all right? If you're trying to form a connection with someone and form a relationship with someone, this is your sign to communicate through the problems, to communicate through the emotions that you're holding, all right? Communication and talking things through and working through things together is key. How dare? Yes. Rather than like closing yourself off, opening yourself up. But when, you know, when you're dealing with a lot and when this isn't something that you're used to, that can be really hard to do. And then we have dove medicine. Oh, you're all good. No worries. Dove medicine. Thy wings are thick and strong, I see, for they have battled the most unforgiving winds. Be proud, be free, my child. Go on, soar like never be. Keywords are forgiveness, freedom, and new beginnings. Doves are gentle creatures associated with purity, freedom, and peace. Forgiveness is the dove's greatest gift, and it is through forgiving that peace and freedom can be obtained. This also doesn't necessarily have to be forgiveness of other people. This can also be forgiveness of yourself. Sometimes we hold on to just kind of... Sometimes we hold on to past mistakes a little bit too much, and we just can't forgive ourselves for them. And that creates a bit of a barrier. So forgiveness of ourselves is also equally as important as forgiving others sometimes. Holding on to the past is a type of prison keeping you trapped within things that no longer exist. Ah. Yeah, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. But, you know, just know that if she ever lashes out at you, alright, when you try to show her any amount of kindness, do your best to remember not to take it personally. it's not you that's really the problem. It's past experiences that are tinting her perspective. That's a problem. Okay? Sometimes when we have someone who's showing us kindness and it's something that we're absolutely not fucking used to, we can lash out at those people because we're just not used to it. But like, yeah, I'm so sorry, and like I do hope that I do hope that you're able to like work through those things together, okay? And remember that like remember that, you know, if they allow you to help them and support them emotionally through those things, remember that it's the two of you against the problem, not the two of you against each other. Okay? Holding on to the past is a type of prison keeping you trapped within things that no longer exist. Perhaps you've replayed your situation in your mind, or maybe past hurts have prevented you from welcoming new experiences into your life. Exactly. Dove medicine guides you to spread your wings and fly away from the heartache of the past. Allow yourself to forgive those who have caused you pain. Forgiveness isn't for their benefit, but for yours. Exactly. As you release the old, you make space to learn to trust again and to welcome loving relationships that will support you. As someone who has also been deeply traumatized, learning this is the hardest fucking thing to do, okay? This is the hardest fucking part. I still struggle with it. I'll too frequently push away kindness and tear myself down because they don't do it. It's essentially, it's a form of protection, okay? Remember that. It's a form of protection. It is nothing against you, it's a form of protection. It's a pattern they had to learn to protect themselves. Alright? And sometimes even that lashing out is them trying to protect themselves, because that kindness is uncomfortable to them. They don't know how to deal with it, they don't know how to accept it, and because you're being nice to us, sometimes we'll lash out, or because you're not going to tear us down, we'll tear ourselves down. It's weird and it might not make any sense, but it is a form of protection. Yeah. Just know that it's coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of fear. Of fear and pain. So. Alright. Do you have a number? 10 through... What was it? 507? Hold on. Yeah. 10 through 507. Is there a number between 10 and 507 that calls to you? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
74.
Alright. The time has come to release the fear of pleasing everyone. Is she perhaps someone who got taken advantage of because she's a bit of a people pleaser? Or was a bit of a people pleaser in her past? That, or, you know, had a lot of expectations placed on her that she thought that she had to meet, and that it was her responsibility to manage those and live up to those. Yeah. Yeah. I know that feeling. But yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, just remember, remember to be patient, okay? Remember to be patient. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I do my best to push through that fear like every fucking day. I also have a fear of making connections with other people. Yep. Yep. I also fear making connections with other people, because, yeah, it's not exactly something I had myself when I was young. So, not even from family. So, I struggle with making connections with other people and struggle with accepting kindness from other people because it's the opposite of what I was given as a child. And letting someone in to that is like a very scary, deeply personal thing. And it can be very scary and extremely difficult. Just remember to be patient, okay? Patience and compassion are the two most important things to remember when dealing with someone like that, okay? And again, I speak from experience on that one. So. So, yeah. Yeah. Just keep, just keep being present in the ways that she'll allow you. Okay? Yeah. 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 I know that feeling. And I hope things improve for the both of you. I hope she's able to find the healing that she needs. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But I do hope that message helped. And again, I do hope that things start improving for the both of you. And also, hello, Adam. I saw your message earlier. I forgot to respond to it, though. Good. I'm glad. Thank you for the mocking emote. I forgot I had that emote, honestly. I understand the nervousness. It's okay, I promise. Like, I still also get nervous when I give myself readings. You know, let alone, you know, from when I get readings from other people. I get nervous with my own readings. When I'm giving myself readings. So, I understand. Relatable. I understand. Alrighty. What have we got? Okay, hello. Okay. Like, we're putting these back, but that one decided to separate from the stack. So we're gonna leave that one there. All right. We got that. We got that. We got this. Oh, that's why it's sideways. Alright, and that one's to go mostly reversed, it looks like. So, there we go. We got Consequences, which is the Justice card. This deck is themed around winter, and each tarot deck that they're going to be releasing in this series is going to be centered around a specific season, and is going to change the context of some of the meanings of those cards within the context of the season, if that makes sense. This is the Justice card, but for the winter deck, they decided to call it Consequences, because justice is all about cause and effect. So we have Justice or Consequences reversed. We have 10 of Cups, and then we have the Sideways card, but it decided to go reversed, but that is telling me when a card goes sideways, I take it as a sign that it's calling on both sides of the energy. That's just specifically how I personally like to read things, because it gives an opportunity for, you know, more nuance to come through. So this is also calling on the upright energy, but it ultimately decided to go reversed. So this is the Nine of Swords reversed. So there are definitely, like, I might have to ask for clarification on that Justice card. But there's definitely just kind of like there's anxiety surrounding something, like surrounding this just kind of like 10 of Cups moment. The 10 of Cups moment is just kind of when you find... The 10 of Cups moment is like the happy ending sort of moment, okay? It's where you find that emotional fulfillment where things... and where things kind of like work out. Where things work out in your favor and everything goes well, and you got what you wanted out of the situation, and things went pretty much the way that you expected them to go, alright? And, like, it can also be the happily ever after, yeah. It can also be the happily ever after moment, with like the fairy tale ending with a person in a relationship. And I am definitely getting like relationship sort of vibes from that 10 of Winter Cups as soon as I saw it, but I'm going to have to ask for clarity on that Justice card here. What I'm getting from it, what I'm getting from it is essentially like a kind of fear that things aren't going to work out, that like the effort that you put in to things isn't like going to pay off, and that it's just not gonna work out, and that it's just going to lead to, you know, like pain. But I am still going to ask for a bit of clarity on that like Justice card. Okay, hello. But okay, yeah. Yeah, it's five of Pentacles. It's very much just kind of like a fear that like I fear that it's just going to end in isolation and like loneliness, and that you're just kind of gonna be like left emotionally just like out in the cold here. And this also may be coming for either one of you. Like there also may just be like, yeah, a sense of like this fear and shyness may also just kind of be coming from a place with this sort of like situation in the past that just kind of caused, you know, like a bit of like a withdrawal into like oneself, where you just kind of like pull into yourself and you just don't want to, you fear just kind of like letting yourself be open and express yourself, and letting yourself be free and just kind of go after the things that you want, just because perhaps, you know, things didn't go well in the past and it led to heartbreak. All right. But the Nine of Swords reversed is essentially just kind of telling you to just kind of like push past those anxieties, push past those fears, push past all those worries, okay? Because you won't really know how something is gonna go until you try. Okay? You won't know until you try. And letting those past experiences continue holding the reins and controlling the narrative here probably isn't going to serve you very well, or for the best. So you won't know until you try. You won't know for sure until you try. Hell yeah. Alright. Bear medicine. Alright. I also feel like there's another card. Hello. There indeed was. It popped out immediately. Alrighty. Bear medicine. There is no tomorrow without the healing of the past, for in stillness you shall find yourself right where you are. Yeah, I really like that little, like, flavor text or whatever on this oracle card, because, like, yeah. There is no tomorrow without the healing of the past. Keywords are hibernation, meditation, and healing. You are such a strong sacred soul, but even the strong need time to rest. Making space for solitude and healing is not a sign of weakness, but self-preservation and self-worth. It shows a deep love and honoring of your most sacred treasure, you. That is why healers, shamans, gurus, and guides the world over make alone time such a priority. Having a meditative practice allows you to heal mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. You have pulled the Bear Medicine card because you will find guidance, understanding, and healing for your situation in moments of solitude. You will begin to see things from a different perspective once you've had time to recharge your batteries. Your problem may even present itself in an entirely new light after some self-reflection. Alright. And yes, solitude and alone time is necessary, okay? But sometimes we spend too much time there. And that solitude just turns into isolation. And hermiting ourselves. And then we have Hearth. May your warmth take in the gazing flame, upon the shivers they melt away. Keywords are warmth, light, and fire energy. Come, dear, and sit by the fire. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Come, dear, and sit by the fire. Hearth comes to a reading when you are cold, rigid, or perhaps seeing things only from a logical perspective. That goes in line with that Nine of Swords energy. You're being guided to warm your soul and to experience life from the heart. Your emotions don't care about logic or reason. The heart feels what it feels, and in this situation, your heart is wiser than the mind. So follow your heart, in other words. Listen to your inner knowing to guide you. You may feel conflicted. Your mind might be telling you to be more practical, more responsible, or more sensible. This is your ego operating from a place of fear. Your soul knows what you need now, and it is letting you know through what you feel. Allow this wisdom to be heard, and that all will be well. So, yeah, just kind of follow your heart a little bit here, okay? Alrighty. So, 10 through 507. Is there a number that calls to you? Oh, hey, look, it's like two twin cats. Send me a sign. You will need a bay leaf, a pen, a candle, and matches or a lighter. Write the question you need answered onto a bay leaf. This is such a old traditional simple spell for manifestation, and also just kind of because bay leaves can also be used for like manifestation and like success and stuff, but also like getting guidance and that sort of stuff. Write the question you need answered onto a bay leaf. Hold it over a flame, and as it burns, say the incantation, bay leaf, answer me. Send me a smoke signal so I can see. If the bay leaf burns bright and easily, then your answer is yes. If the bay leaf doesn't catch fire easily and refuses to burn, then your answer is a no. It's almost like the he loves me not flower petal picking thing. That's kind of the vibes I got from that. So, you know. You could ask for the answer, or you could just seek the answer yourself. Yeah. I don't always do love readings, but you know. Sometimes they just happen. Hell yeah. Oh, you're fine. Do you know how much I swear here? I swear so much. I swear even more off camera. Okay? I curse like a sailor. To use that old phrasing, I swear like a sailor. I just try to tone it down a little bit on stream so I'm not a complete degenerate. But yeah, I hope that message helps. Okay. It's your turn, Eternity Nachito. If you are still here. That name is great. Oof. Okay. It doesn't look like they're in the viewer list anymore, so I'm not sure they're here. That's okay. I'll still give it a little more time. For now, I'll just enjoy some of my tea. don't think they're here anymore. Would you like to join the queue for a really quick reading there, Adam? Because the queue's empty now, so you have time. Well, you can join if you have time, rather, before you gotta head back to work. Alrighty. Actually, hold on. I grabbed one of my containers of candy. Sorry if that was loud, jeez. That was a lot louder than I thought it would be. I grabbed one of my containers of candy for stream today. I got the chocolate covered coffee beans for my stream snack tonight, or if I needed like a little bit of a boost of energy. So let me grab like a small handful of these. I will just sit them right there. I'll just munch on them. I love chocolate covered coffee beans. Very crunchy. Goodness. Goodness. It's a very crunchy coffee bean. Nope. Get over here. What are you? Ooh. Goodness. What do we got for you tonight? Hello. Hey. Alright, you know what? Fine. Okay, we got the Three of Swords, the Four of Wands reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles. So there's generally just kind of like this feeling of combination of Three of Swords energy and the Four of Wands energy. There's just kind of like this feeling of like being like unsupported and feeling like you don't really have like the support, like the emotional support that you need here. All right. And just kind of feeling like kind of feeling like you don't have like that support, all right? That support system that you need, where people will just kind of like lift you up and like uplift you and celebrate your wins with you and support you through both the good times and the bad, all right? And still just kind of like carrying this weight, this emotional weight with you. And also, this might not be coming from yourself, but also just in regards to, you know, like feeling that you're not doing enough here, all right? To do that for like others, all right? And you're still carrying like this heavy emotional weight around with you, and this just kind of like emotional, just like this hurt and this like heartbreak along with you, all right? To address you know, the feeling of you not being supported, remember that you first need to open up and communicate what you're dealing with in order for people to support you, all right? And if you feel like you're not doing enough to do the same for others, remember to just check in with them every once in a while, all right? Check in with them and see how they're doing. And just know that just keep essentially just putting in the effort and making those changes where necessary to create that emotional support both for yourself and others, okay? To just create that security, all right, for yourself and also for others. And remember to let go of in any of those things, in either of those like things, remember to let go of like what isn't working, and remember to let go of like what isn't working, okay? And keep doing what is, and make adjustments where necessary, all right? In regards to the things that aren't working. Ooh. Hi, Bree. I hope you're doing well. Okay, we got offerings for you here. I give to you my heart's intent wrapped in gratitude and thankfulness. Devotion in exchange for your presence. Here I am, gifting my essence. Keywords are devotion, exchange, and balance. I'm sorry. I just saw the first line of this card. The call out with this one. The call out with this one. I'm so sorry. Also, I'm sorry, Bree. I'm so sorry. Do you finish what you start? Do you show your commitment through devotion to your craft and self-mastery? Offerings are an essential part of magic. They show your willingness to commit to your art through sacrificing something such as your time, money, or an idea you've held on to. All worthwhile things will require an offering of you. Sometimes that offering is simply just your effort and your commitment. Perhaps to change careers, you need to take classes to receive a certification. This is an offering of time and money and may mean sacrificing your social life or time at home. To move to an exotic place will mean saying goodbye to your loved ones in favor of new experiences and adventures. Whatever you give up will be replaced by something bigger and more aligned with your soul. Offerings remind you that you cannot take shortcuts on the journey to your desires. You must be willing to put in the work and do what is required of you to manifest your dreams. Remember that a novice never becomes a master overnight. Stay the course and learn your craft. Stay the course. That's doubled twice. Like that's doubled. That line is doubled. Stay the course and learn your craft. This message is amplified for you if forest has also appeared in your spread. Okay then. That's good, Bree. Remember to keep putting in the effort. Remember not to give up. After, just like trying it for like a few times or like a few days, okay? Remember to let go of that perfectionism and that feeling that like you have to make massive amounts of progress for it to be worth it. And that if you're not good and perfect at it right away, that it's not worth doing. Okay. Okay, a number through 10 and 507. Three is here to tell you to not give up. Keep going. Major life changes are ahead. If you've been working towards a goal, completion and success are on the way. Okay, so I hope that message helps. Sorry, the book and this card were such a fucking call out there. Ugh. Good, I'm glad. Okay. It's your turn. If you're ready. Okay. Let's see what we got for you. Alright. We got Three of Swords, Apprentice of Pentacles, which is Knight of Pentacles, and Two of Pentacles as well. Alright. So, there's definitely just kind of some emotional heaviness, emotional weight being held right here with that layer, mental and emotional weight that is being carried here with like that Three of Swords energy, alright? And to deal with that, essentially, you're kind of being asked to take time to nurture yourself and to like show yourself that like love and care that you need, alright? Like that Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles energy is essentially kind of a reminder here that like we can't always be pushing forward. We can't always be putting in that energy and that effort towards our goals and the things that we're working towards here, right? If we push ourselves too hard, it's just going to wear us down further and further. And it's also something that's not sustainable. That method, like that method of productivity isn't sustainable. The way that society typically views productivity isn't sustainable, because that's how you burn yourself out. So you also need to make time for rest, all right? So do your best. Yeah, no problem. Good night, Brandon, and good luck. the key here is balancing the things that you're working towards and like the things that need prioritization, and balancing time for yourself and time for rest. All right, there's a time for working towards things, there's a time for working towards the things that require your attention, and then there's also a time for prioritizing yourself and your well-being and taking time to rest. All right, so do your best to just balance those two things. Okay, balance that time for action and that time for rest. All right, and remember that making time for yourself to rest and to essentially decompress from all of the mental and emotional load that you're carrying is one of the like most productive things that you can actually do for yourself. Okay, we have reindeer medicine. I feel like we've been getting a lot of like the animal medicine cards from this deck tonight. We've gotten bear medicine a few times, we've gotten dove medicine, and now we're getting reindeer medicine. 28. All right. Journey into the depths of your soul, an awakening of sights revealed. It is time for no time at all. All is presently here. Keywords are inner strength, journeys, and fighting for your dreams. Reindeer are hardy and majestic creatures. Unlike other animals, they are the only ones who keep their antlers all year long, carrying them like crowns atop their heads. They've earned the right to feel like kings, but as the saying goes, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Reindeer make long migrations every year through the harsh conditions of the tundra. They face challenge after challenge, yet they still prevail and even make friends along the way. Reindeer are known to be openly cheery and often form relationships with humans despite the challenging conditions in which they live. That's adorable. Reindeer medicine asks you, what responsibilities are you willing to endure in the pursuit of your dreams? Goals take work, even with the cosmic forces behind you. You will still face challenges on your soul's path, no matter how aligned you are with your spirit. Reindeer medicine has come to your spread to tell you not to give up. The challenges you're facing now teach you how to be stronger and more resourceful, and to find ways to face your fears, rather than running from them. Stay the course, for you are now on the path towards success. You may not see it now with harsh conditions in your way, but you're so close to what you seek. This message is amplified if you've also pulled candle magic. Alright, so, also at the same time, going in line with this card, if you feel like giving up, if you feel like giving up, or if you feel like you're not doing enough, check in with yourself and figure out why you're feeling that way. Is there something that you could be doing to actually put more effort towards creating the things that you want for yourself and manifesting those goals for yourself? But also at the same time, remember that progress can't be rushed. So again, you don't want to push too hard. Okay. So, number 10 through 507. Is there a number in that range that calls to you? Alrighty. Sit with a plant and give it a name. Touch it, talk to it, caress it, study it, and get lost in the wonder of its green beauty. Feel its magical vibrations and thank it for being alive. If you don't have a plant, take this as your sign to go and buy one immediately, if not sooner. So, working with specific plant energies like this can just kind of help focus and intent, and also just caring for and tending to plants does help you be more present and in the moment. So, maybe work with a specific plant energy by welcoming it into your home to focus on like a certain intent, or maybe try taking care of a plant as a way of just kind of being more present with life. And even if you don't work with a plant, finding moments of like quiet to be more present and in the moment. Yeah. But yeah, I hope that message helps. Of course. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. It is your turn, Bree. Let me eat another chocolate-covered coffee bean here. These chocolate-covered coffee beans are a lot more crunchy than I remember them being. I'm trying to be quiet about it, and the coffee beans are like, no. Yeah, see you later, Adam. Hope the rest of your night at work goes well. Okay. What do we got for you? You got an extra 4th card, so I just decided to get 5 for you. Oh boy. I find that funny that this was the 4th extra card here, and it's the Hierophant. Because it's literally just Spirit just being like, hey, we have more to say. Sorry. I'm gonna put that one right there. Okay. We have the 5 of Wands reversed, the 10 of Swords reversed, the Master of Winter Swords, which is the King of Swords, the Chariot reversed, and the Hierophant upright. But also, like, these 2 cards, the upright is also being called upon with the Chariot, and the reversal is also being called upon with the Hierophant here. Yeah. So there's the 5 of Wands energy is just kind of like that petty bullshit sort of energy. Alright? As I like to call it, it's the pissing contest energy. It's the shit that doesn't matter. People are being petty just to fucking be petty. And pettiness isn't a good look. But it's the kind of like shit stirrer sort of energy, alright? But it also brings with it the energy of just kind of like, it can kind of bring that energy of like competition and just kind of like butting heads through like butting heads because like there are like disagreements and like misunderstandings and such. All right. And the 5 of Wands reversed is kind of all about just finding like a bit of like resolution from that, and also what is kind of being highlighted to me right now, particularly what is being highlighted for me right now, is there's a sense of regret here. Okay, with that Five of Wands energy, it's regretting past actions. Regretting past actions and just kind of like reflecting too much on those past actions and dwelling too much on them. And it's kind of becoming overwhelming again. And it's just kind of questioning, like, if you made the right choices and if you've done the right things this far. And it's weighing really heavily on you with like that Ten of Swords energy, alright? This is kind of like that defeat energy again, where you just kind of, and that is being strengthened by the presence of like the Chariot reversed, by the way. It's just a complete loss of motivation. You don't really know what to do anymore, how to move forward. And you might also just kind of be struggling to see the point in any of it. And particularly in regards to like these like regretting past actions and regretting past like choices, all right, it's time to just kind of let those swords fall away. All right, what's done is done. There isn't any changing the past, but you can learn from it. That's all you can do. And that's all you can do. All right. And the Master of Winter Swords, the King of Swords energy, is here to remind you to just kind of balance logic with emotion. All right. Don't try to intellectualize everything and just make sense of everything and just try to figure out the why everything happened, alright? There doesn't have to fucking be a reason for it. Sometimes shit just happens. Alright? And sometimes that reason is just because people are assholes. Like, don't try to make sense of everything because, well, I mean, emotions don't make sense, all right? They don't make any logical sense, but that doesn't mean that they won't have value. They won't have something to tell you, all right? As I like to say, our emotions are frequently, especially when we encounter like really uncomfortable emotions as a response to something, that's usually just your shadow trying to say something to you. It's trying to get you to pay attention to something, to get you to pay attention to why that situation makes you uncomfortable. All right. That points towards where some more healing might need to be done. All right. But yeah. And in regards to like where you are now in terms of like your path and like motivation, all right? Don't worry about it right now, okay? Right now is just a time for just kind of like dealing with what's in front of you, okay? And not worrying about like any of the future things, okay? Just do what you can right now, and when that time to move forward with things again, once you reconnect with that like inner flame, once you reconnect with that like sense of motivation and that like drive again, all right, then you can start moving forward with things again. But right now, just do your best to not put too much pressure on yourself. Okay. And know that, like, they will still be here. They will still be here to help guide you in the right direction, alright? Even if you can't sense them, even if communication with them right now isn't the best, and even if they're not really giving you much of anything right now. If they're not giving you much of anything right now, that kind of means that, you know, you don't need to worry about it. But also, it is strengthening that, like, message of what I said earlier about, like, letting the swords fall away. And, like, how the past... The only thing you can do in regards to the past is learn what you can from it. And, like, learn from those mistakes. Okay? Take what you can get out of it. But know that... Again, there doesn't have to be a reason for it happening. Sometimes shit just happens. It doesn't have to have any deeper meaning than that. But all too frequently when, like, these sorts of things happen, we can just kind of, like, try to search for the deeper answers and try to figure out, like, why it had to happen, and it can teach us the wrong lessons. Because then it's essentially just... Essentially what it boils down to is, why did I deserve it? When you're asking yourself that, you're essentially asking yourself, well, okay, so let me figure out the reason for why I deserved it. And just because it happened doesn't mean that you deserved it. Okay. Candle Magic and Darkest Hour. I feel like y'all have been getting this one a lot lately. Candle Magic. Finger the spine and caress thy lips. Light the spell spilling from your grip. Keywords are intention, prayer, and hope. Perhaps more than any time of year, the holidays are perfect for lighting the night with candles. They are carriers of your intentions, invocations, and hopes for brighter days. It is common to light a candle for prayers and to represent the divine's presence in both religious and magical or pagan practices. The simple act of lighting candles reminds you that light can always be found, even in the darkest places, and that light represents a hope that all will be well. Candle magic is burning in your spread to inform you that your prayers have been received. If you're seeking a positive sign for your situation, know that this is it. You must have hope that things will work out in your favor. Additionally, the cosmic forces that be are lighting a pathway for you to receive even more blessings in your life. Your spiritual support team is always with you and will show you the way when you cannot see it clearly. Exactly what I said about that Hierophant card. Receiving candle magic is a sign that you are headed for peaceful times. And then we got Darkest Hour. Well, this one is like, you probably already know who I'm gonna talk about here, okay? You already know. He's associated with this very concept. And the darkest nights of the soul. So... yeah, that would be set, Mr. Sass. There in the void of thy darkness swells the shadow of the soul, swallowing the wickedness into the blackness of its wholeness. Keywords are longest night, abyss, and void. Also things I would associate with him. Light and darkness go hand in hand. Just as the day turns into night, the soul must go through periods of highs and lows. A low is called the dark night of the soul. A period where you feel lost, confused, and removed from your spirit. Everyone will experience a dark night of the soul at some point, and you will likely experience many over your lifetime. Yes, it is common for the darkest night to appear during times of extreme stress and disruption, and while this process isn't pleasant, and you will undoubtedly lose something, things will be for the better when you emerge from the journey. The darkest hour has appeared because you are being asked to examine what is absolutely necessary. What is absolutely necessary for joy? Is it money? Is it love? Is it fame or respect? Imagine being free of it. The darkest hour reminds you that material things are not necessary for happiness. That happiness is something that is available to you, with or without material success. I will add a caveat onto that, though. You may feel as though you have to be where you are, but that isn't true. You are being guided to find true happiness within your spirit. Do not be afraid of change and do not be scared to let go. Doing so means you can see the light even when life feels hopeless. Self-focused happiness provides a guiding light when you are lost in the darkest hour. It will point the way home and help you to recover. Yeah. The caveat that I will add to that, like, part about, like, not needing material success to be happy. The caveat being that's true when you actually have enough to survive. As the saying goes, money won't bring happiness, which is essentially what that's saying, but applying it to resources as a whole. But that's only true when you make more than enough to survive. That's not telling you you have to be content with not having enough. You deserve to have enough, and you should have enough. And you're not greedy for wanting more. Yeah. 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 I know that feeling. Like, I was stuck in that space for a while as well. And I still have bad days. But I'm also doing my best to just kind of prioritize myself and my own well-being in the ways that I can. I'm doing my best to not put too much pressure on myself. And doing things when I can and when I actually feel well enough to do them. Both in regards to just like daily tasks, the daily tasks of life as a whole, but also in terms of like streaming. And I'm trying to just make more time for myself to just relax and unwind and just kind of like do the things that I want to do. And I've been doing my best to just kind of reconnect with like that sense of like whimsy and wonder. I reconnect with like that inner child energy and reconnect with things that I enjoyed, like drawing and music and writing, because I actually have been writing again. And yeah. And I do have something, funnily enough, regarding writing that I want to write about and make a post about. I just haven't finished it yet. I haven't even started it yet, really. But there are some things in that regard that I want to talk about. And a practice that different practices that might be helpful for people looking to just kind of like deepen their connection with like tarot as a whole, and ways to incorporate tarot into various sorts of practices, including the practice of writing. Because here's the thing. Creativity as a whole can be a magical practice if you allow it to be. That includes writing. Like creative writing. But also, you know, like journaling and stuff. But something I've been doing with tarot recently is actually using tarot as like writing prompts, essentially. So And that's the practice that I want to talk about. Mostly. But also just kind of get a bit more into depth about like how to just kind of like deepen connection with tarot and incorporate that into like various practices. And incorporate it in various ways into your practice. So like literally, like I can show you a quick example of this like here towards the end of stream, but like I do plan on making a more in-depth post about it. That's kind of going to be a resource that's released alongside my tarot journal, my tarot shadow work journal, that I'm still in the process of working on. And that's also kind of where I'm trying to focus a good chunk of my energy right now, is working on the shadow work journal, the tarot and shadow work journal. So yeah, I am putting work into that, and right now I'm putting work into things that aren't necessarily part of the journal itself, but are resources that will go along with the journal. So but yeah, so focus on rest and well-being. Focus on your rest and well-being during this like period, okay? During these periods of inactivity and these periods where you encounter a wall, like when you hit a wall with something, okay, and you start like losing steam, that's kind of your sign to stop and rest. Okay? That's that signpost that's telling you, hey, it's time for rest. Go focus on yourself. This can wait. And like I've been doing my best to like remember that, and also I've been doing my best to just kind of like also remember to open myself up to like guides and let them help me in the ways that they want to. They can't help you if you close them out, and if you refuse to let them help you. So like I'm trying to remember that. I'm trying to just kind of like prioritize myself and the things that I want to do, while also making time to put in small bits of progress towards like the things that I actually want to work on, without putting too much pressure on myself to do all of those things. So, yeah. Okay, so. (10 through 507). What number is calling to you? Numbers 10 through 507. Which number is calling to you? Oh no. Negative energy must be removed. Going in line with that Ten of Swords reversed energy. There is a problem and it is holding you back and taking up too much of your energy. Uh-huh. You don't say. You will need an old shoe. An old shoe? An old shoe and a black marker pen. On the bottom of your shoe, write out your problem using the black marker pen. Put the shoe on and stamp it out. Jump on it, slam it down. Feel free to take some aggression out on it if needed. Then take the shoe off and go and dispose of it in the bin far from your house. Oh, that's actually really fucking funny. I love that idea. Oh. It's funny. So, essentially, find ways to clear out that old energy, that old, stagnant, negative, rank-ass energy, alright? Tell it to get the fuck out. If you need to do some candle magic, hit me up. Candle magic is one of the main forms that I do, besides sex magic, but yeah. Anyway, candle magic. One of the main forms I do. You need some of that? Hit me up. Okay. Well, if you want to come talk to me later, I will happily kind of get you going in the right direction with that. So. Anyway, I hope that message helps. Yeah. It's all good. Before I forget, let me go ahead and issue last call for Q here. If you still want to join Q, you may still do so, but I'm going to be closing it here in a few seconds. Okay. It is your turn if you're ready. Okay. Oof. Yeah, also, like, if you want someone to do the, if you want someone to do the candle magic for you, just, you know, let me know. I have plenty of candles. I have them in a few colors. And I have plenty of, like, other supplies to match intent. And that would really be the only thing that I would require from you, is letting me know, you know, the intent behind it. I'm not sure this person is here anymore. Doesn't look like they're showing up in the user list anymore. Okay. Well, let me just clear out Q here. So, in regards to like the thing that I mentioned earlier about using like tarot for writing prompts, if you want me to give you an example here, I can like show you. I've been using it for like creative writing exercises, and it offers, there are multiple reasons to do this. It's helpful, it can be helpful for writers who are just kind of like stuck and not really sure how to, you know, like progress the plot. And it can be good for getting ideas for like scenes that help progress the plot, that add elements to your story. But also, it's really good for kind of just connecting with the cards in a different way, because you don't just have to use tarot for, you know, this sort of stuff, or for like fortune telling reasons, or like you don't need to use tarot when you just need a message from it. In other words, you can use tarot for other purposes, plenty of other purposes. And using it for like creative purposes is also, you know, a great way to incorporate like a deeper connection into tarot, and incorporating it just like deeper into your practice. And using it for like creative writing prompt is great. Because also, and the reason why I say that it helps you, and again, I'll eventually write a post on this, the reason why it's helpful, why it can be helpful and can help just kind of foster that deeper connection with it, is because it takes all the pressure off. It takes all the pressure off. It allows you to just kind of look at it from a completely different lens. Look at it from a different perspective, and takes the pressure off of being quote unquote correct when you're interpreting readings for yourself. Okay? Because it doesn't matter when you're reading for just, you know, a fictional character, and you're writing spinning a little story for a fictional character, right? So there's no pressure. It allows you to just connect with the cards in a different way, and perhaps see things in the cards that you might not have really noticed before, because it engages other senses, and it engages that like that creative like sense, all right? Those creative abilities. So for instance, like, let's see, an idea for a fucking writing prompt, okay? Give me some cards. Okay. Like, okay. And for these, I don't even like choosing directions for them. I just kind of put them all upright. And then you can decide from there what direction you want to go in. All right? So we have, and for this, even like the best thing you can do is literally look at the pictures, look at the symbols. What in there is standing out to you? What in your like typical interpretations for things is standing out to you? Okay, there's so many layers, so many levels that you can read from here, and this kind of engages those intuitive senses, okay, and gets you to read things a little bit more intuitively, and it helps create that deeper connection, okay? Like, that's where the value in all this lies. So, you know, like with this, we got a person on a horse. They're on a journey, okay? They're on a journey. They're following that call of that angel above, okay? They're following the call from Spirit. Spirit is leading them to victory. And here, with the Winter Empress. Yeah, exactly. This is like the card of victory. They're being led to victory, okay? Because they're following that call. They're following that inner call. This one is also kind of giving, like, hard journey vibes, alright? Like, hard, difficult, like, treacherous kind of journey vibes, okay? Trekking through the cold. Trekking through the cold. Okay? So this can be about, you know, like, success after a fucking long journey. Yeah, like, the figure on this card is typically a card that's associated with a darker energy. I know this one because I have, like, read I have, like, looked into the guidebook for, like, because they also offer descriptions for, like, the card art itself, and, like, describe, like, the vibe of the imagery and the figures they've shown. I forget this character's, like, name, but they're a figure that is typically associated with, like, darker energies, like, and who is often made out to be a villain. Yes. They're made out to be, you know, like, a bad guy. But the whole point of this is, like, the whole, like, point of this card, and, like, using this for, like, the winter context of this card is, you know, like, the cold months are often where things seem most barren. Things seem the most hardest and most difficult, and there isn't much, you know, like, much abundance, much good to be found during these, like, moments, during these cold, dark moments, all right? But it's all about just kind of, like, it's all about trekking through those, like, colder, darker moments and finding the abundance, finding the good that is actually still there, essentially. So together, these are essentially kind of, like, these could be, like, again, like, finding that success and stuff after the, you know, long, arduous journey, and after, like, trekking through, like, trekking through the cold to find the good that still exists there, all right? And, like, a way that I like to think about it is, like, as well, like, for, like, creative writing purposes is, and it's kind of also true of, like, just in general, major arcana for, like, creative writing exercises, I like seeing these as plot points, but they can also be characters. Okay, so this can be, like, a key plot point here, okay, with the major arcana card here. This can be a key plot point, okay? It could also be a character. This is the focus. These are, like, these are the plot points that advance the story, okay? The minor arcana. The court cards are characters, but they also could be ways to advance the story, the main plot. So, again, going through the cold, journeying through the cold, dark, finding the light within. Okay. Ends in success, ends in victory. Okay. They follow that guiding light. That guiding light to where they need to be, all right? And then this this is the King of Pentacles. This is like the this is you know, like the fucking this is like the end of that journey. This is the success where they just kind of get to enjoy the abundance and success that they found and just kind of created for themselves, all right? After a long, hard journey and hard-earned success, they just enjoy that by finding peace. By finding that peaceful, quiet moment to just, you know, like, okay, hey, all the work is done. I'm gonna just sit back and relax. I'm gonna go fucking read. I'm gonna be all cozy, light some fucking candles, get all warm and cozy inside as it's fucking snowing outside, and I'm gonna fucking read. They even got a cute little cozy animal. I actually don't know what that animal is, but there is an animal next to them, curled up by their feet. It's just, you know, yeah. And then, like, yeah, you can just continue doing this further and further until you kind of just get some of the key points fleshed out, and then you can just fill in all the gaps. And that's kind of also what this helps you do in regards to just reading tarot normally. It helps you read between the lines. It helps you see the gaps between and see what lies between those. And how everything overall just connects into one another. Yeah. Yep. And like, yeah, it's fun. And like, again, if you're like a creative person, particularly if you're like writing, like if you're writing things, just fucking just using this to get an idea for like scenes. Like if you're struggling to figure out how to move past a block with something in your writing, you can just be like, hey, ideas. Thank you. What ideas you got for my story? Give me ideas for a scene I can generate here, and then just see what speaks to you. So, like, and, like, it's also in that in and of itself, too, is also kind of why, like, yeah, there might be a deck that you want to use for those creative purposes, but that's also where there's value in having multiple decks, because then you have so much to pull from. Each deck is going to have their own, like, unique art, and you're going to notice details in those cards that might not be present in others. Each deck is going to speak to you differently. Yeah. So, yeah. Like, I personally like using... The one that I found that I like using for that purpose is actually, funnily enough, Care of the Divine. This deck is literally a deck of storytelling, though. It is literally a deck of storytelling. Like, each image on the card takes inspiration from a story of some sort. There's so much variety in this deck. I don't like using that one. That's also, like, that was also my first deck, and that is still kind of one of my main decks to use for just my own readings. That was like the main deck that I used on stream for so fucking long. It wasn't until like 2024 that I actually started using like more tarot decks. Using different tarot decks. But yeah, like, it's so fun. And like, for instance, like, to show you what I mean with this, like, this one's really good at that. Because there's just so much to pull from with this. That's also why I consider this to be like a really nice beginner-friendly deck for people who, you know, might not for those who might not know a lot yet and just kind of might find help in like all of those layers to pull from. And because of that, it's also not limited to being just a beginner deck, a beginner friendly deck, because it adds layers even for, you know, like, it can add more nuanced layers even for people who are, you know, like, more advanced readers. Anyway, let's see. Creative ideas here. Don't you give me the fucking 3 swords. I said creative ideas, thank you. Alright, so. And here's what I mean about layers with this deck, alright? This is a story of betrayal, okay? This is a story of betrayal, and that can be true of the 3 of Swords, by the way. This can be a card of, like, betrayal and heartbreak, alright? This person, the figure in this card in the background, betrays this person's trust by looking in on them when they told them not to. Because they were trying to hide an aspect of themselves. The aspect they were trying to hide of themselves? These wings. Like having a bird form. A bird figure, essentially. Which is why they went to hide themselves away in privacy. And they asked this person, you know, like, don't look in on me when I'm, like, when I need this, like, this space for myself. Don't look in on me. They betray that trust. Okay? But also, at the same time, this person hurt themselves because they hid a portion of themselves. Okay? That's what I mean by layers to this card. The Ace of Cups. This is related to some Japanese mythology. I don't quite remember, but this is essentially sake. Sake is often given as a, like, in this piece of mythology, like, sake is essentially like an offering that is frequently given to the gods, okay? But also, like, it's drank at like celebrations and like festivals and stuff. And essentially, like, this is kind of all about like opening up yourself to just like positive things, okay? It's opening up your heart and like keeping yourself open to those like good experiences, and not like closing yourself off, because there are a lot of good positive emotions out there for you to experience if you only just open yourself up to them. But you won't experience those experiences if you don't open yourself up first. This one, let me double check. This is a Greek myth. I forget the figure, the name of this figure here though, but he's a well-known like Greek mythology figure. This is the case of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Oedipus. I forgot about him. Yeah. The oracle at Delphi. She's the oracle at this, like, oracle at Delphi is like the main figure here in the middle. But he's the main figure of this mythology, like this mythological tale, essentially. And this is Oedipus. Yeah. He's, he essentially, because he lets his anxieties and his fears, because of the prophecy he was given, he essentially it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy for him, because he lets those fears and worries get the best of him. And what was the fucking prophecy? That his own son or something is going to kill him? Like, he gets like the fucking prophecy that like his own son is going to kill him. And yeah, he ends up fulfilling that prophecy by accident, because he lets those fears and anxieties get the better of him. So much so that he makes it true. Which, yeah, that fits with the card. When you focus on that negativity and those anxieties and those doubts, that's all you're going to get. Because that's all you're training yourself to see. You're going to miss the good if you only focus on the bad. So, yes. So, that's how, like, there is, like, benefit and a lot of, like, use and value in, like, the deep multiple layers of these cards. When you have that story source to pull from as well, like, that can add so much nuance to a reading. That's why I love this deck. That's why I love this deck, and why it was my main one and my, like, most used one for, like, so long. For so long. And, like, the guidebook includes a small, like, portion of, like, the stories. It includes, like, a small, like, summary of the stories, but there is a storybook, like a full storybook that includes all of the stories that are associated with the imagery on these cards. There is a full storybook with the full stories, and it is beautiful and I adore it. And yeah, it's just overall a wonderful deck. And it's also like so easily accessible in like so many meanings, so many like contexts of that word. It's so easily accessible. Like, it's easily accessible in the sense that it you can find it like everywhere. And it's super cheap. It's available in a multitude of languages. And it also features representation of like, it includes like representations of like so many sorts of people. You want gay shit? You got that. You want trans rep? You got that. You want indigenous rep? Yep. Yeah. But yeah, it's a wonderful deck. It is a wonderful deck. And I do plan on like doing short reviews of like various decks at like some point, but that one's not quite like ready yet. Like for that one, there are some things I gotta learn before I ever release that sort of thing, because I would like to do that in video format and not in like text format. And that means I have to learn like video editing. So that's a skill set that I gotta build up first. But like, yeah, because I have a bunch of decks. And like I have the privilege of having like a pretty sizable variety of decks. And I could do, you know, like short reviews on them that might help other people, you know, find decks they might enjoy. Though sadly there are now some of them in my collection that are no longer in print, because the shop that made them closed earlier this year. And that would be all of my Threads of Fate decks, including the Empyrean Oracle, which was actually technically the first deck I ever used on this channel. Because my first 2 streams or so were Oracle only readings. Because I was nervous about doing tarot readings. Oh, they do, but they're gonna cost you a lot fucking more. Like, those decks there are some of those decks available on eBay, but they're pretty pricey. And they were already expensive enough Like, the Empyrean Oracle was already like $80. The Empyrean Tarot was like fucking 90. The Odyssey, I believe, was like 40 something or 50 something. The Threads of Fate Oracles were like 60 or 70, I believe. And like, even like the Eventide Affirmations and the Illuminator's Amulet, I believe those were about like $30 or $40 each. So most of them already weren't very accessible and were already pretty expensive. But yeah. What in the world is on my... Something on my desk mat here that I just noticed. Okay. Anyway, so I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but yeah. So let's go ahead and see what message they want to close us out with here now. Okay. Choose a direction, please. Alright, you know, we're going upright with you. Oh, fuck's sake. Alright, we got the 5 of Wands reversed, the 10 of Winter Swords, and we got the 2 of Wands as well. Okay, so again. Things definitely might be, like, testing you right now, right? There's a lot of, like, you're encountering a lot of difficulty, you're encountering a lot of just kind of, like, conflict and just tension and just kind of a clashing of just a clashing with people and just things in general, okay? Things aren't really meshing well, alright? And there's a lot of just, like, a lot of difficulty in your life right now, alright? And things are a fucking challenge, things are fucking hard. And it might be weighing a little too heavily on you to the point where you're just kind of pretty much collapsing under your own weight and just struggling to find the ability to pick yourself up anymore. All right. This is like the energy of defeat, where you just can't keep going on anymore, all right? And you're just kind of struggling to see the way forward, all right? You're struggling to see the way forward. When you look out there, when you look ahead, you're just kind of not seeing it anymore. You're not seeing the point. You're not seeing the path. You're just not seeing the light anymore. All right. And again, when you find yourself in this kind of space where you're just kind of hitting a wall, just take some time out for yourself and replenish yourself, okay? Allow these things to fall away, all right? Allow those swords, those things that are just pinning you in place, allow those to fall away, okay? And figure out what it is that, give yourself the time and space to figure out exactly what it is that you want to do, okay? What do you want to move forward with? What do you want to create? What do you want to do with your life? Or with, what do you want to do with where you are currently? All right? Find what it is that just kind of reignites and reinvigorates you, all right? Find what it is that makes you keep going, that makes you want to keep going. But until then, until you feel that call to action, just take time for yourself. Father Christmas. How did thee get here? Lost perhaps? No worries at all. Gather yourself and clear the frost, for the good still lives in you, dear. Keywords are naughty and nice. What list will you be on this year? Naughty or nice? Father Christmas, Santa Claus, Old Saint Nick, even Krampus are critical figures in holiday celebrations. We know these archetypes as the jolly old man who judges whether we are worthy of gifts, if you were kind-hearted, or lumps of coal, if you were terrible. You may have grown up and stopped worrying about getting gifts for the holidays, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be mindful of how your energy manifests in the world. You are being guided to share a little kindness. Ask yourself, what would the best version of myself do in this situation? Keep this in mind as you go about your day, and see how this simple question can dramatically shift your perspective. Kindness costs nothing, but can reward you with endless blessings. Also ask yourself what the best version of yourself looks like, and then make choices and decisions in alignment with those things, okay? And if you encounter unkindness along your path, well, tell that bitch to fuck off. Okay? That's a them problem, not a you problem. And you don't gotta fucking stick around. And that also means be kind to yourself, by the way. Be kind to yourself. No more tearing yourself down. No more tearing yourself down. No more being overly critical and harsh to yourself. Okay? No more bullying yourself. No more being mean to yourself. Just no more. Be kind, okay? Rather than leaning into that energy of conflict that would traditionally be shown on this card, by the way. That's why I reversed it. No, like, traditionally there would be conflict shown on this card, but you see how in the upright version of this card they're actually working together? Work together. Okay? Be kind. Don't lean into that just like fucking nasty rank ass energy of the world right now, okay? Don't let that drain the fucking like compassion and kindness out of you, okay? Just because other people are fucking cruel and mean doesn't mean that you have to be. In fact, that's exactly what's needed is something different, okay? Less of the nastiness, more of this. All right. Shh. I know the secret to manifesting. Believe it's already yours. Okay. So, again. As I said, like, earlier, like, don't forget to focus on the good, okay? Don't let all the negativity drag you down, okay? The way to open yourself up to more of that good is to see the good that is still around you, okay? Acknowledge the good, believe in the good. Okay, don't focus on all the negativity, don't focus on everything that's going wrong. Okay? That doesn't mean that you're fucking ignoring or denying the bad that exists in the world. Okay? It's realizing that you want something different out of the world. The best way to create that change is to be the change. Don't like all the nastiness going on in the world? Don't participate in it. Be nice. Be different. And don't stoop to their level. No more of that petty energy, okay? No more of that petty energy, because that's just stooping to their level. You can be better than that. Choose to be better. Okay. So, I hope that message helps for whoever needed to hear it. It is unfortunately time for me to call it here so that I can go take care of myself and so I can go get some food because I am starting to get hungry. But anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Whether you joined the queue, talked in chat, or just lurked, I appreciate you sharing your time with me. I hope to see you all again soon, but bye for now.